Today we're going to take a look at how to get the most out of your Nikon ZR. We're going to run through the menu and check out the settings I recommend you adjust for getting the best results with this awesome little camera. So let's get into it. First up is the video file type. Press and hold the menu or burger button here to enter the camera's menu. Go to the second camera icon here, which is the video recording menu. Scroll down to video file type. You'll see all your codecs listed here. NRAW, Red RAW or R3D NE, ProRes RAW 12-bit, ProRes 422 10-bit, and H.265 10-bit and 8-bit. Now if I go back to the top here and push right, I can select between SDR or NLOG. By default, these are going to be set to SDR, and I suggest changing them all to NLOG. And the reason we're doing this is to keep things consistent, because if you don't change this, every time you switch codecs, you may have to manually re-enable log. And that's usually how mistakes happen. Now, no matter what you switch to, you're always going to be recording in log, and that's just going to offer you maximum dynamic range and maximum flexibility in post. Next, let's have a look at FX versus DX modes. So still in that video menu, just under video file type, you can change your frame size and frame rate. And you'll also notice that there is, for example, 4K 25 FX and 4K 25 DX. And that might be a bit confusing, so FX basically means full frame, no crop, and DX is cropped, so kind of like Super 35 or APS-C mode. And as you can see, some frame rates exist in both versions, so it's important to pay close attention which one you're selecting so you don't unintentionally crop into your image. Now let's look at shutter speed. Press the burger button, go to the pencil icon, then the G video menu, scroll down to G13, which is shutter mode. And I suggest changing it from shutter speed to shutter angle. Now you can set your shutter angle to 180 degrees, and that way you'll get the most natural looking motion blur automatically, even when you switch frame rates. And while we're here, let's make sure we don't accidentally change that shutter angle. Go to the pencil icon again, the video menu, and scroll down to G4 control lock. Select shutter angle and lock it. This way, if you ever bump the rear dial mid-shoot, it's not going to change your shutter angle and potentially ruin your shot. By the way, I just released a new Nikon ZR R3D NE LUT pack. It's available now with an awesome discount for the next few weeks, and the pack includes 5 creative film look LUTs and 5 Rec 709 base LUTs. You can pick it up via the link down below if you're interested. Next, let's look at some exposure tools. By default, the Nikon ZR will show you a histogram, but I think there is a much better tool for checking your exposure. Go to the pencil icon and to the video menu. Scroll down to G19, brightness information display. And here you can change the histogram to the waveform. And since the last firmware update, you'll see this red highlight indicator in the waveform. This will clearly show you where your highlights might be clipping. So just keep your waveform below that line to avoid clipping highlights. And also make sure you don't crush your shadows at the bottom. And you can also customize the waveform display. So if you're in this menu, just push right, and then here you can adjust the waveform size from standard to large. You can change the transparency, and when the size is set to standard, you can change where you want the waveform to be on your screen. I just keep it on the bottom right. Another thing I turn on all my cameras is a level indicator. On the Nikon ZR, you can find it in the display menu if you press this icon right here. And then it's this one right here in the top right, virtual horizon. And if you head over to the pencil icon in the menu and go to shooting display, scroll down to D16, you've got 2 virtual horizon options, type A and type B. I personally prefer type A. Now I'm sure that I'm not the only one who sometimes realized way too late that I forgot to hit record, so I like to have a visual confirmation that I'm actually recording. So head over to the pencil menu and then to the video menu. And all the way at the bottom, G22, here you can turn on or off red record frame indicator. But you can also find it in the display menu on your main screen. And then it's right here, so you can turn it on or off here as well. When you've got that toggled on, you'll see a red border around the screen whenever you're recording. So no more wondering if you actually hit record. One thing I really like on the ZR is the zoom rocker and how you can use it to zoom into your image to check focus. The thing is that by default, if you now want to get back to your full screen, you need to actually zoom out again, which is really kind of annoying. So head over to the pencil menu, go to video, and then scroll down to G20. Here it says half press to cancel zoom. Make sure to turn that on. Now when you press in to check focus, just half press the shutter button and it instantly returns to normal view. One of the most powerful features on the Nikon ZR is that it records 32-bit audio internally. However, you need to actually turn it on in the camera's menu because it's off by default. Go to the video recording menu and then all the way down here, you'll find 32-bit float audio recording. So make sure you turn that on. 32-bit float gives you massive dynamic range and protects against clipping, so there's really no reason not to enable it. Next, let's head over to the wrench menu, which is the setup menu, and scroll down to auto temperature cutout. I've got this set to high, and this is going to prevent the camera from shutting down early, so it will only stop recording if it truly overheats. So for long takes or things like interviews, this is going to be important to have it set to high. Another setting I recommend changing is vignette control. You'll find that in the video recording menu. You can change it to high, normal, or low, but I suggest just turning that off. I don't want my camera to do any kind of corrections to my image that I possibly can't change, and I'd rather have full control in post after. So by default, the Nikon ZR is set to self-portrait mode, which basically adds a recording delay and limits menu access whenever the screen is facing forward. And I think it's a bit annoying and I don't need the camera to do that, so let's turn that off. Go to the wrench icon, find self-portrait mode and turn it off. So by default, the Nikon ZR is also set to this auto power off function, basically turning the camera off after a few minutes if you're not using it. And the first time using this camera, this seriously annoyed the heck out of me, so here's how to turn that off. Go to the setup menu and scroll down until you see energy saving. Make sure you turn that off. Now go to the pencil menu and to C, timers, and then select C3 power off delay. And set the standby timer to no limit. But I really wish there was a much simpler menu function for such a basic setting though. Next, let's customize the function buttons on the top. Go to the pencil icon and to the video menu. Then go to G2 Custom Controls. Here you can assign functions to button 1, 2, or 3. I, for example, have 1 set to ISO, 2 set to white balance, and 3 is set to live view info display off, basically giving me a clean video screen to look at. I would have seriously wished that these buttons could be set to different frame rates though. That way you would have a quick way for example, switching between regular shooting and slow motion shooting. Now maybe Nikon can add that in a firmware update, which would be pretty cool. You can also customize this quick menu or I menu, so it's this little menu when you press the burger button once. Go to the pencil menu and to video, then select Customize I menu. And here you can add the custom controls that you use most often. Alright guys, hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and do let me know in the comments if there are any settings you think I might have missed, or if you have any questions, just drop them down below. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!